Food is one of the biggest cultural elements that creates bonds between people. Here on Culture Nepal, we would like to share Nepali food with our friends and learn about their cuisine. Today we have our own young Actonian teaching us how to make Brazilian sweets, and I will be making some Nepali pakoras for International Cuisine of Culture Nepal. And I would like to welcome Victor. I'm so excited that you're going to make this really, really wonderful, exciting sweets.
Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. So do you know about pakora? Have you had it before?
No, I've never had it before.
Okay. Any Indian food, Nepali Indian food?
I've had like mango lassi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sweet side.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is gonna be savory and salty and a little bit hint of spicy. I don't know if it reminds you any of the Brazilian food that you...
I don't think so, because Brazilians don't use that many spicy foods actually.
Okay.
They're more bland like when it comes to that. Yeah.
It's more European influenced food maybe?
I think it might just depends on the region too. I think like Mexico and that like northern, like Central America is more spicy, and then the lower you go I think it's less spicy.
Oh. So today then you will be learning something very new. We'll start with the chopping onions for pakoras. I'm gonna make two kinds. One is just the onion, and then another one with the mixed vegetable. Today I'm gonna make with potatoes, and this is Indian cheese like called paneer that I use a lot, and then some greens.
Okay.
These greens can be replaced with spinach or anything you like.
These like butter lettuce kind of.
I think so. This looks very interesting. So I'm trying myself for the
I like
first
that.
time.
It's like nice.
So we both will be experimenting on that test today. Let's start chopping with the onion while we talk. It's a little trick that my mom told me. First of all, don't look straight. Number two is after you cut into half first and then dip into the water like this.
Oh, okay.
And then you won't have to cry as much. Tell me about your childhood experience. Where were you born? How was it like growing up?
Yeah. So I was born in like Cambridge, Massachusetts, but my parents are both Brazilian from Espírito Santo, which is a state in Brazil. My early childhood, I lived in like Somerville.
Okay.
And there was like a lot of Brazilian people. I mostly spoke Portuguese. Like I didn't speak as much English.
Eu falo português muito bem.
Sim, muito bem. So I was like lived there, and then there was a lot of Brazilians, and then when I went to kindergarten is when I started learning English more, because my only really exposure to English was from TV, because everybody in my life was Brazilian at the time. Yeah, so then I learned English in like kindergarten, more English. I knew some, but it wasn't at the level it should have been. I remember like with the kids, like I had to take like speech classes there with like a teacher.
Yeah.
Also the assistant teacher was Brazilian, so she helped me a lot. I lived in Somerville until I was like 7 or 8, and then I moved to Leominster.
Okay.
And then in Leominster, there's like no Brazilians. I didn't know any Brazilian kids. I went to like a Catholic school there, and then I moved to Acton after that.
How old were you when you moved to Acton?
I was like 9 or 10.
Which elementary school did you go to?
I went to Merriam.
Now, how was your schooling at Merriam? Were there Brazilian children also?
I don't think so. In Portuguese, my name is Vito.
Oh, so you have a Portuguese name.
Yeah, well, because it's supposed to be Victor.
Okay,
because
Victor.
of Victor.
Okay.
But in Portuguese, like
it's pronounced.
It's pronounced. Well, if you like pronounce my name the way it's spelled in Portuguese, it's Victor.
Okay.
But my parents don't call me that. Like no one calls me Victor. They just call me Vito, which is without the C. It's just like Vitor.
Okay.
It's just like that's the one thing where it's like they didn't want to name me Vito without the C, because that's like not typical here. I think that it's like beautiful to have a cultural name. I think that it shouldn't matter.
Going to Merriam as a child of Brazilian heritage.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
It was pretty normal, I think. I just didn't have like in school. I didn't really have any Brazilian friends there. Like at the time. Now in Acton, I feel like there's definitely a Brazilian like community here now. So there was no kids in my grade or in Merriam that I knew that were Brazilian. I think in middle school is when more Brazilian kids started coming. High school, there were a couple Brazilians. I wasn't really friends with them because we weren't in the same grades.
You had a lot of good experiences, good parents, good place to go. And going to our food, so as you can see, we start with cutting vegetables of our liking. And we boil potatoes. I already did it, just a matter of peeling. And then paneer we need to shred, and then we have to cut. So let's move on to next vegetable. The next is peeling the potato, and of course if you like the potato skin, you don't need to, you know. Brazilian food is mostly meat.
Mostly. When it's not like main dishes are all usually have meat.
This will be something very different for you then. What kind of meat do you eat? Goat meat?
No, it's mostly beef and chicken. That's like, and pork, a lot of pork too.
So, Victor, so as we talk, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just squeeze with my hand. Do you want to do it?
Oh, sure.
So we just squeeze, Look at that. Make sure that your hands are very, very, very clean. So the potato is ready, onion is ready, and next let's chop the green vegetable. So the way I do it is like this. Cut like this. And then make it smaller, like this. So then after elementary school, how was your experience different?
Yeah, I think there were more Brazilian kids around. I think it was pretty similar, but it was just in high school there was so many more people.
Okay.
And then in middle school too, because middle school here is only like 2 grades. College, I'm minoring in Portuguese.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so I'm like...
You already know Portuguese,
yes,
right?
I grew up speaking it. So then now in college I like took classes, but now I can read and write much better than I could before.
So how different is Portuguese language with Spanish?
There's a lot of similarities because, you know, Spain and Portugal are like right next to each other, but there's a lot of differences as well.
Okay.
Out of all the Latin languages, I feel like Spanish and Portuguese are the most similar to each other.
If you know Portuguese, you can understand Spanish or speak Spanish.
You can I would say mostly understand like 45% of Spanish. In high school, I took Spanish, so I know a little bit more. Yeah.
So what are you trying to accomplish by being good at Portuguese?
We'd only just take like language classes to get the minor. You have to take culture classes, so you kind of learn more about the culture like in a more formal manner instead of just your family. Last year I took Brazilian cinema. We talked about Brazilian culture and like history in that class, which I really never learned Brazilian history. So right now I'm a junior in at UMass Lowell in college, bachelor's degree for digital media, which is like video production, social media management, audio like editing and audio production and stuff, and then I'm minoring in Portuguese.
I'm gonna make like two types of pakora. One just onion again, you know. Another is with mixed vegetable, which includes green leaves, potato, and the cheese. Okay. So I'm gonna shred while we talk. Okay. Yeah. You wanna try a little bit, just to Why don't you try? Don't shred your finger or skin. Okay. Promise. Okay.
I promise.
Oh, look. Be careful. Don't be close to this thing. See how it comes out after you shred?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like a shredded cheese.
Yeah.
Anyway, so media production. What made you want to get into that field?
In high school, I took animation because I thought I was going to be an animator or like be in that field.
Yeah.
And then after taking classes for it for 2 years, I realized I didn't like it because it was kind of tedious, in my opinion. It's like a lot of drawing and repetition, and I didn't like that. But I wanted to be an animator because I like loved animation and like cartoons and like storytelling.
Yeah.
And I like realized I can still tell stories and do the same thing if I, you know, do film, because it's less tedious in the sense of drawing repeatedly. First, I went to Suffolk University in Boston. So then I went to UMass Lowell because it's a state school too, so it's much more affordable than Suffolk was. The program is not specific to any type of media. It's just wider range of what. Yeah, it's not film; it's digital media. So we learn about audio and on production and stuff. You know, so it's much more generalized, which I like.
So. Right now, your interest is like movie making, storytelling, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's my favorite. Writing and storytelling, that's like my favorite aspect of it. I'm also okay with doing other things in the industry too, like working with like, non-narrative stuff.
What is non-narrative?
So narrative stuff is like a movie or like a TV show that has a script, you know?
Yes.
And then like a non-narrative thing is like a documentary or, you know, anything that's not
specifically planned
or
anything.
Like my passion is that.
Okay.
maybe work with like Brazilian people.
So the next important thing we need to do is make a batter, which I already made it before, but I'll show you how I made it, okay? So this is called besan, which is actually chickpea flour, very gram flour, and it's very, very fine. You know, so the finer it is, it can stick together. It's basically just use this powdery for 1 cup of this. I think I use half cup of water. This looks really good, the proportion. And because it's so fine, sometimes it has this bubbles. You know, it doesn't really completely mix with water. So what I do is I actually let it sit overnight, or so that it won't have this bubble thing, you know. After I add water, I also add some spices. Do you know turmeric?
Yes.
So we always use turmeric powder for any dishes. Just look at with my own estimate, you know. So not too much, but maybe a pinch of it, or like something like this. Just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. You know, it has a very medicinal nature. So this is always good, and also it looks good. And then I add some salt. I usually use Himalayan salt, just a pinch of it. Again, you know, to your taste. And it can be just this much, or if you like spice, you can add some whatever spice you like. But I usually like this one. It's called, I don't know what it's called in English, but this is like a seed, ajwan seed, and it's also very medicinal. I use this much ajwan seed, and then you can also use chili pepper if you like hot. But I like to put chili pepper on the side on this dish. It's always good to be able to add. In order to fry, again, you can use any oil, but canola oil is my favorite. I'm going to turn the heat high, and I'm going to pour the oil. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you want to pour it?
Sure.
Okay, just be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, we can reuse the oil later. Yeah, pour the whole thing. Because we want pakora to come out really nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after we made batter, while the oil is still heating, so we're gonna pour this whole onion in here, okay?
All of it, yeah.
All of it, all of it. And then we mix it. I usually do it with hand, like just like this.
Yeah.
See how they are so blended well together and sticky?
Yeah.
So I kind of squeeze it a little bit, because if it's too like long and sticking out, it's not very good.
Yeah.
See how it come out? I'm not sure about the salt. I become more conservative because you can always add, but
More,
you cannot take it out.
It's like sodium and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want too much of that.
Yeah, exactly. Let it soak for a while. Yeah. Wow, you're a good learner, fast learner. So what is your favorite vegetable? I know you like meat.
Yes, I like vegetables too.
Okay.
I have a lot of favorite vegetables. I love onions, of course. Potatoes. Potatoes my favorite vegetable.
Oh, good. So we have onion, we have all that.
I like broccoli too, Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Brazil, do they grow vegetables or not at all?
They do.
What kind of vegetable do they grow?
I'm not sure specifically. Well, there's like, I forgot how, like yucca, they grow yucca there a lot.
Yeah, of course.
They use that a lot. They're like, coffee is a big thing though. That's not a vegetable, but a lot of coffee, bananas, you know, stuff like that.
Fruits, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of fruits and stuff.
Have you been to Brazil?
Yes, I have. I haven't been in a long time, but last time I went was in high school still, but yeah. I usually go like where my parents are from, Espírito Santo.
Okay. Do you have a family there?
Yeah, a lot of family there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's like very beautiful. You know, the beaches are beautiful. Like my dad's from like the countryside, and my mom was also from the countryside, but all of her family lives in the city now.
Okay.
But when we go in like the country, it's really beautiful. There's like mountains, like huge mountains that are really beautiful over there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Rio is, it's close to Espírito Santo.
Onion pakora is almost pretty much done, and we'll finish that later, I think. So tell us about Brazilian culture, how it is different than American culture.
I would say that Brazilian people I feel like are more, like, they're like, not kinder, but I think just more, like, they're less reserved. I feel like most Brazilians
Open.
are very
They're
open,
open,
very
okay.
friendly, very like love hugs, love like, you know, being very like that, where I feel like Americans are more reserved a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does
like a big
Brazilian
difference.
have any other ethnic groups? Like what?
Yeah.
How many ethnics?
So Brazil has a lot of ethnic diversity because there's obviously like from the like Native American blood in Brazil, a lot of African blood, and then from like Portugal as well. So there's a lot of blends of that in Brazil, and there's also a lot of in certain parts of Brazil, a lot of Asian people that live in Brazil actually.
So I would have never guessed.
Yeah, I
that.
know, it's very like you wouldn't think of it like that,
No.
but like there's a lot of like Asian, like mostly East Asian, like some influence like in food, like there's this little drink that like if you go to a Brazilian store, every Brazilian store has this little like milk drink, but it's like Asian, but it's in all Brazilian stores because all Brazilians drink it in Brazil and stuff.
Is that
because of the Asian
alcoholic
influence.
or non-alcoholic?
No, it's just like little milk.
Milk drink.
Yeah, it's like a little milk shot. It's like this big.
So anyway, so we are done with onion pakora. So what I would do is, because we still have a lot of batter here, if you absolutely don't like onion, you can use the separate batter, but since you like people who like onion, a little bit of a flavor, like a spice, you know, then what we do is I'm going to pour all this ingredient, all the vegetables here, okay?
Okay.
So I'll start with the cheese. I don't know if we have, if we don't have enough, I have more batter. That
you can
and
add
then
in,
add the green, and also you can always made it, you know, how much you like what, you know, doesn't have to be anyway, but, and you like potatoes.
Yes, love potatoes.
Love potatoes, so we're gonna add, I don't know if this is big enough. And here's the batter. Can you open this for you? That batter I made for the vegetable. Don't be careful. Don't want to. Yeah.
I thought it was like more solid.
No. Yeah. And then pour all that batter here.
All of it. It's similar
Maybe
to the
not.
old one, right?
Yeah, similar to old one. So you ready for the next one? Which one do you think you would like better?
I think I like both of them. Yeah.
But if you have to pick one.
I don't know, because I've had stuff like that before, so like I know how it tastes, but I don't know how this would taste.
Okay.
So
Well, today is the decision-making day.
yeah.
So I'm gonna do the same thing. This is probably easier because this is less liquidy.
Yeah.
And then I'm just 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is a sign that it is
It's
cooked
done.
under,
Yeah.
under,
When it floats.
yes, when it floats up.
Yeah.
Tell us about your projects.
Yeah.
What is the degree that you get?
Digital media.
Digital media.
Yeah. So I graduate in 2025, so I'm next year. So next year I start doing my capstone, which is my like final project, or like I'm gonna start working on it in the summer, like planning it out.
Yeah. So are you gonna focus on American film or the Brazilian film? What's the difference? Also, how do you see the difference?
So Brazilian films, I'd say they're, I mean, obviously the language, and also like every country's films are different and unique because like the culture that influences the movies and the stories and the themes are all, you know, different because of different circumstances and history and stuff. So like a lot of Brazilian movies I watched like in the class I took last year were like focused on like how slavery affected Brazil differently than here. Or like in the similarities, and like also like class difference in Brazil. Like there's a lot of like rich upper class people have like maids often there. And the culture behind that is there's a lot of problematic stuff that goes on in that situation. A lot of like mistreatment and kind of this like culture behind it. So I watched like a couple movies that are based on that. So there's a lot of different types of movies in Brazil.
Yeah. What is the longest stay you have had in Brazil?
I think that I can remember like 2 weeks. I don't stay very long. I've only been to like 2 states in Brazil, really, like regions, like where my parents are from, and also this like city called named Curitiba, which is even further south, I think, than Espírito Santo, where my uncle lives.
Yeah.
He moved there to work.
Okay.
So we went there and visited. There's like, I saw a lot of Asian influence there, like a lot of Asian restaurants, a lot of Asian people there, which I did not see in Espírito Santo at all. So it was like cool.
Yeah.
Like in like that area of Brazil is way, it's like, it's very different compared to the rest, like what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like where my uncle lives.
Yeah.
It's more, like I would say it's kind of like Seattle kind of there. It's like very rainy, cold.
Okay.
It's like more city, like it's not, it's very different from the rest of Brazil, which I find interesting.
Yeah.
Compared to Espírito Santo. But I want to go to Rio one day really badly.
Yeah.
I want to go to São Paulo. Yeah, there's a lot to see in Brazil.
Yeah.
And like the Amazon, I want to go to the Amazon one day. Or like not deep in, but you know, the bordering state like areas. That is very beautiful there. Scary though, but.
So here's the pakoras. And we can use this hot, this has a lot of chili pepper, cayenne pepper, and salt. And if you are spicy, you like hot, you use that, or you can use ketchup or ranch, any kind of sauce you like, okay? Yeah. Now it's your turn. You're going to make some sweets now,
yes,
right?
I'm going to make brigadeiro and beijinho, which are two little sweets that people eat usually at parties, like Brazilian parties and stuff, birthday parties,
Oh, nice. So I'm excited about it. So let's go for that.
So it's called, we're doing two desserts. One is called brigadeiro, and this one is called beijinho. So beijinho like translates to little kiss, and brigadeiro I don't think it has a direct translation,
hug.
but we use is condensed milk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the brigadeiro first. So you put one entire can.
Okay.
And usually we start in the pot. You can like do it in a separate pot and put it in, but I prefer doing it like this because it's easier. Anything with this is just tastes amazing.
I know.
And also because it's super sweet, so we're not gonna need to add any sugar.
I know.
So
it's just ready to eat
just
by
itself.
Ready,
it's already sweetened.
Where do you buy it?
About it like Donalds. We can get this in any grocery store.
Okay.
Market Basket has it. Everything.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go with, this is like some cocoa powder, Hershey's cocoa, and also this is like milk, Nesquik milk, chocolate milk.
Okay.
So you can use just cocoa powder, but I like using both. So you're supposed to do 4, I think it's 4, I'll double check, but 4 tablespoons I mean, of cocoa powder.
Okay. For 1 can of milk.
Yeah. So, okay. So then I'm gonna go with the other 2.
Oh, okay. Because you can either eat 4 of them or 2 of 2 to each.
2. Because this is like it's different, a little sweeter. So it's like, you know, this is more.
Oh, okay. That's a sweeter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
you like sweets.
Yes, I love sweets. If you don't want it to be very, very sweet, you can just use this cocoa powder because the condensed milk was already very sweet. So, yeah. Now, sometimes you can do it in the in there while it's already heating, but I prefer to just do it out. Okay. Doesn't matter. We can just put it over there too. But I'll just do it. I'll leave it here for now.
Yeah.
So you want to blend it in, like stir it. You don't want any clumps.
Okay.
No clumps at all.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's already looking good.
Yeah. So let's just blend it in. After we can start heating it up.
Oh. Yeah.
So this is the easy part because it's very, simple ingredients, not many ingredients, but the hard part with this is you need to know when to take it off the stove.
Okay.
Because if you leave it on for too long, it gets too hard.
Yeah.
If you take it out early, it's too soft.
Okay.
So you need to have it just right, right when it starts getting darkens a little bit.
Okay.
And the viscosity is thick enough.
Okay.
Then take it off.
And that about from experience.
Yeah. Ooh. You don't want any chunks, nothing. You want it to be as smooth as possible. And when you're cooking, you're gonna have to constantly be stirring.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to burn or partially cook,
Yeah.
Or any
And you don't need to add any butter or anything?
Oh, you do, but you add it when it starts cooking.
Okay.
I'll get that after. You don't put that in until later.
Okay.
That's good, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm
the expert.
But that looks good to me.
Yeah. There's no chunks.
I'm ready to eat just like that.
Yeah, eat it like this. It'll be great. Okay.
Yeah. Can I test a little bit?
Yeah, you can.
I can.
Really
it
good.
already tastes good.
Yeah.
I can just, it's
you
like
can
a
just
soup.
drink this. Yeah. Just drink it.
Oh my
Put it
God.
in a milkshake or something raw. But yeah, like I feel like you can do so much with
This
this
is heaven.
too. Yeah, you can like put this with ice cream. You know,
Yeah, like a
make
sauce
yeah, you can
on
like
top.
Now we just need to cut a tablespoon. So this butter already has. You usually want on.
Oh, I did not know that. I
Yeah.
learned something new today.
So
They had already measured that in the
in the paper.
package.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I don't remember if this one is salted or not.
how thoughtful.
Yeah, but you can do salted or unsalted because if you add
Doesn't
some
matter.
salt,
Yeah, it would.
it'll balance out the sweetness.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to, you can just have it unsalted. I don't
It
know.
doesn't say anything.
But
So,
you can
yeah,
do whatever you want.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Okay.
You want it around medium heat,
Okay.
maybe a little bit on the higher side. But now is when you put the butter in.
Oh, I see.
When it cooks, it'll melt
Okay.
while it's in there.
Okay.
So you're gonna want to stir this constantly for the whole time. It takes maybe a little bit less than 10 minutes for it to finish cooking, I think.
Yeah.
So make sure the butter melts all the way. Keep stirring until it's thicker, and it'll darken a little bit.
Okay. Brigadeiro.
Yeah.
This one is a kiss.
No, the other one is
Other
beijinho.
one. This is
There's not a translation directly. I don't
Okay.
think there might be, but I don't think so.
brigadeiro and brigadeiro and beijinho.
Yeah. And then after we're gonna roll it in chocolate sprinkles, and the other one you roll in coconut shavings.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
coconuts.
I
This
prefer
looks-
the other one because I like this one too, but I like the coconut one better because I like coconut more than chocolate.
Yeah, me too.
So most Brazilian parties you go to, they're gonna have these.
Oh,
And there's
okay.
different types of them, not just these two. There's like strawberry versions. There's one like nuts with peanuts.
Yeah.
There's one, but that one is not cooked. Some of them you don't cook.
Oh, just
Some of them you just add this and then stir it
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
put them into little cups.
Oh, okay. Nice and easy to make,
Yes.
and then fun to eat.
The butter all melted now. That's good. Some people use like cream instead of butter.
Yeah.
I saw someone do it with cream, but I feel like butter is the easiest way.
Yeah.
So make sure there's no chunks because there's some chunks right now, I think.
Yeah, I can see.
You
that.
don't want any chunks. You want it to be smooth.
Yeah.
So once it starts to heat up, like towards the end of it, when it's starting to get, cook it, you want to blend it out fast.
Okay, I see. I see the bubble, but that's probably not a chunk.
No,
That's
but there's
coming
some
from-
already, see? But if you just whip it out
I
fast,
see that it's thickening.
yeah, it's thickening.
Yeah.
So you want it to be very smooth. So I probably should have been mixing it a little bit faster,
Okay.
but we can probably save it still, just stir it.
Yeah. Okay.
When it starts to smell like cooked, you can smell it's already
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
a little bit different. So maybe just a
I
little.
smell chocolate.
So you're gonna want to leave this in the fridge. Usually get like a container, Tupperware container
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
that can hold hot food.
Okay.
And then you're gonna want to cool it for a couple of hours, probably like
Couple
2
of
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like 2 hours. Some people say you can put it for like an hour, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Some will say like 3 hours. So it depends. Basically until it's cold. Just like when it's
Oh, okay.
cold and it's easy to roll into balls.
Okay.
So now we're gonna do the beijinho, which is a coconut base. So we're just gonna open the condensed milk. This one looks different a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Sweetened
yeah,
condensed milk.
the other one was as well, but
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a little bit brownish
Yeah.
than the other one.
it's just the brands are different, I guess.
Maybe it used the brown sugar instead of
Yeah.
white sugar.
Who knows? Now we need to scoop. We're gonna do 6 scoops
6. What is that?
of this.
What is
it's
this? Coconut?
coconut, shredded coconuts.
Okay.
This one's unsweetened.
Okay.
Yeah, I recommend unsweetened because the condensed milk is so sweet. So
Yeah. 6 scoop.
yeah, so 6. You
6
can go
tablespoons.
1, yeah,
Tablespoon.
2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one is just sweetened coconut
Okay.
from coconut flakes.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I'll add a little bit, but because again, it's already really sweet.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. That.
Just like a flavor.
Yeah, flavor, just I don't know. And we can do a little bit less than 6, like half.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So there's like so many different measurements.
Yeah.
Usually you're gonna put more coconut than the chocolate one because the coconut obviously doesn't like dissolve in it.
Okay.
So
We stir them.
stir them until it's a little bit more blended out. But this one is faster because, you know, you don't have to wait to dissolve anything. You just want it like this. This is perfect. 1 tablespoon here, butter. So, and then again to like medium-ish heat.
Yeah.
And then you put the butter in. And stir. Same as the brigadeiro, just stir it until it's thick.
Yeah.
And let the butter dissolve.
It makes me remind of Hershey's chocolate, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I know when you say hugs and kisses, that Hershey's chocolate.
Like one of these types of recipes that uses almonds and like cashew nuts and stuff.
Oh.
But it's, like I said earlier, you don't cook it. You just mix it with the peanut powder.
Okay.
And then cashews and stuff in the condensed milk, and then just shape them, put them in balls. But yeah, I think these are the only ones you cook. I think the other ones you might not.
Okay.
And sometimes people use this filling for a lot of things, like cakes. Like people put this in cake, like this filling.
This as a filling, okay.
Yeah, in cake.
That makes sense.
A lot like brigadeiro cakes or beijinho cakes are very common in Brazil. People put them in. Like last year, for my birthday, I had a beijinho cake. So this was the filling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really good in cake.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so good.
Doing next.
So this again, you're gonna want it to cool down for a couple of hours, just like the other one. Also, if it gets too thick, you might wanna, if you think it's too thick, maybe add more condensed, like a little bit of this, a little bit of milk, and just whip it up a little bit, but not too much because you don't want it.
Cream, maybe.
Yeah, let it cool outside of the fridge for like maybe 30 minutes, and then put it in the fridge once it's a little cooler. Now we've got these cool down for a couple of hours, so we're going to roll them up now, and so we use these little, I bought these on Amazon, these little tiny cupcake little containers for like parties usually.
Can we
They're like
see
even
the smaller
smaller.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the smaller one
Yeah,
too.
so these are for like parties where you're gonna have a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make them a little bit bigger today. But usually you can get these at like any Brazilian store on Amazon. Just look up like beijinho cups. Like that.
It's like a mini art project. Arts and craft project.
Yeah. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Do this?
yeah, just with your finger, and then kind of. I think that one is nice and soft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one was in the fridge, so. Also, I think that's.
How do you know how big it has to be?
So if we're doing the smaller ones, you want it to be like a bit smaller. This is like perfect size for this, I think.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Like kind of just eyeball it, really.
Okay.
So now, just roll them here. With
Just
this,
roll them.
so that's like chocolate sprinkles for the brigadeiro.
Yeah.
Just buy them wherever.
Yeah.
And this is some of the sweetened coconuts and the unsweetened
Okay.
that I use to make these. You just roll them in this. And then coat it fully.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah.
And then just put it in the little cups. This one's a little bit too big, but too
What
small.
about this?
Yeah, perfect. So just keep doing that until.
What do you do with the sticky chocolate?
Oh, you can just just like put it in because you're gonna keep adding it in. You know what I mean?
So.
It doesn't matter if it
Doesn't
goes
matter.
back. Yeah, because we're gonna make them all.
Okay.
But I think the one you made is perfect size.
Okay.
And also you can like add water to your hands; it won't stick as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So depends on how many. Like if you're making it for a party,
Yeah.
you can use the smaller ones or
Yeah.
the big cupcake ones, whatever you want.
This looks fabulous and tastes fabulous.
Yes.
And I think they go together. What do you
Yeah,
think?
it's like a nice dessert for this.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
for this. Yeah, yeah. And then you can always add salad. So thank you so much for coming and making this, showing us how to make this Brazilian dessert and participating in international cuisine of culture Nepal.
This was so fun. I loved cooking with you, and everything turned out really, really good. So I hope you try out these recipes yourself.
Yeah, thank you for watching and supporting Culture Nepal and supporting our youth. We hope you enjoyed international cuisine on Culture Nepal today. And thank you for watching. See you next time.
Buddha that you did.